Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to our market update. This is the first one for 2026. I've got Shay and Maddie with me this morning, and sort of will give everyone a bit of an update on what's been happening since the start of the year with the real estate market. So we might jump into sales first, Shay, and you can tell us there's been quite a few properties being listed and sold already through January for, I guess sometimes January is a little bit slow to get going, but it hasn't seemed to be very slow this year.
No, and especially from an appraisal point of view as well, we've been seeing lots of appraisals come through, which is exciting, I guess, to see what's to come to the market as well. But for the properties that we do have on the market currently, we've been seeing some crazy numbers for properties that are kind of listed underneath that 750, 700 range. We've had a few that had, say, 18 and 21 and 15, and there was some really big ones. And then there's been some kind of normal numbers. Those are pretty crazy numbers, but normal numbers on some of the others as well. But we're still talking 6, 7s, 8s and things like that. They're on a lot of the ones that I was saying underneath that 750 range. So we're getting lots of interest there.
So partly fueled by the state government revenue discounting and things like that to give those incentives where the free stamp duties and the first home grants and things are living, I suppose.
Yeah, that's been majority of people, but at the same time, we've also had quite a number of people who are still looking to make their way over from interstate. So,
and it's interesting, like with the article that came out a week or so ago, that the Huon Valley and some of the northern parts of Tassie were in the top 5 regional sea change areas at the moment.
That's growth.
Yeah, we've probably found that that's been in that sub-$1 million bracket, hasn't it?
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
Where in years gone by, a lot of the time you traditionally think a lot of those people will be buying expensive houses, where it's actually been people selling from regional parts of Queensland and Western Australia and places where their prices are sort of the same as ours, rather than people selling houses for $5 million and coming down here and buying the best houses sort of thing. So there's been a little bit of that.
Yes, there has been.
It seems like a lot of those offers that have got together have been from regional parts of Australia where the buyers have been coming from. So.
Yeah, there have been. And lots of people wanting to escape the weather.
Yeah.
It's been a lot of the conversation topics. Not that we've had much to escape over the last little while for us, but lots of people who wanted to come to something a little bit cooler. So 25s are a lot cooler than 42s and things like that. So,
No, that's interesting. We'll see. I guess a little bit more generally this week onwards is when like kids go back to school, people return to normal, the last sort of holidays are finished, and you get to really see what the market's doing over the sort of first half of February. So it'd be interesting to see what the next fortnight brings us to how that, if that changes and how that changes.
I think they're due for an interest rate
decision
as well. So
and that's an interesting thing, like when you look at will the prices get, like some buyers are thinking the prices might go down if that happens. But what happened last time? It actually went up. So prices went up while the interest rates are going up because there's buoyancy and everyone's feeling confident, and that's why they have to put them up. So and then that escalated, and so it's interesting to see how that'll sort of change either way, depending, like it might not be what people think.
No, exactly. So really interesting to see what comes from it. I can't believe it's come around again, but it has. So
what's been happening in the world of property management?
We've been flat out.
Yeah.
It's funny because I kind of expected, I think we kind of expected the first week or two of January would have been a little bit of a slow start, but it was crazy from the first minute we got back. So I think we got up to, we're on at 7 properties online at the moment. I think last week we got up to 11, which is the most that we've had online for quite a while. But again, they went so quickly, and we're experiencing higher rent yields as well. So like even the properties, like I had 30 Calacas in Kingston online, that was leased within 21 days at $800 a week. That had 17 applications. Obviously the location helped. Kingston is very, very popular. But we've still got a Crofton Court was $550 a week, and probably high. I think that's the highest we've ever advertised it, because it's a nice property,
Mhm.
but generally that's say around the $500 a week mark.
Yep.
And we'd get a couple of good quality applications and choose from that. But we have been inundated. Like we would have leased it sooner if we didn't have to wade through all the applications
Yes.
that we got for it. So the higher rent is getting a little bit more interest, and I think it's because of low stock.
Yep.
So
Supply and demand, and it's probably
Yeah.
exacerbated by the holiday period where
Yeah.
there's really no properties for lease for 3 or 4 weeks
Yeah.
right across Tassie. So there's all these people that sort of coming into mid-December, all the properties start coming offline and not coming on until now.
Yeah.
So there's sort of
Yeah.
probably a backlog of tenants waiting for a house
Mhm.
in the market right now. So,
Yeah, and there are so many tenants that are just they want to move in ASAP. It's crazy, and it kind of makes me feel terrible because I'm in a property. But I mean, it's a good problem for us to have. Like if we had this problem and only had 2 or 3 properties online, then it would be exacerbated. But at least we've got some properties to offer to these tenants. But we do have 24 Chapman Avenue coming up in Dover. So that's just a standalone 3-bedroom, 1-bathroom property. That's $480 with a gardener included.
Okay.
And it's got some fruit trees and everything on the property. So the owners really want to make sure they're taken care of. So probably if it's $450, but additional for the gardener, which I assume will be really popular. And we've just popped 11 Agnes Street up in Rallala for $500 a week. And there's an open home at 4 o'clock tomorrow, and I think we already have 5 or 6 applications on it. So great problem to have.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's full steam ahead for us.
Yes. Yeah, it'd be interesting. I think this year we'd probably like to see the rents continue to trend up, just because of the supply and demand factors that we've just not had enough. But the subdivisions haven't been being built, which means the new houses haven't been being built. So while the population is what it is, there's not enough houses to kind of supply the market, and the speed that it needs to supply is not being happening for a while. So I think that just means rents will continue to gradually go up, even against other things like interest rates and things in the market, because of just simple supply and demand economics, which is really what it kind of comes down to. So I think unless the lots and lots of houses all of a sudden become built or something dramatically changes with that, I think it's definitely going to be a reasonably strong year for rental prices, which is probably good for some people, not so good for other people, which is tough, I guess. So,
I think it also highlights the fact that if you are a landlord that can afford to take a little bit of a hit on your price, you'll have the pick of every applicant out there.
Yes.
If you're sort of bringing it down below what the market average is at the moment, so that you can actually get a good tenant. So you need to figure out what, as a landlord, whether you want top dollar or you want the best tenant you could possibly get. So that's where the landlord probably could make the right decision for their property.
Yeah.
I guess long-term tenants as well.
Yes.
That's preference.
Yeah. No, so it's probably a good time for some rent reviews. If you're not being managed by Maddie and the team, maybe reach out for a rent review, because it might be worth sort of looking at where your property sits. And like it's been an interesting year or two where it doesn't feel like it's changed much, but when you look back at like your example there and you go, hang on, what would that have rented for a couple of years ago, and what did the last tenant pay, and what's it worth now compared to the other properties that are leased out? And actually that is sort of worth a fair bit.
Yeah, or even if you've been holding out and you think that you might want to lease your property out at some point, but you just wasn't sure when, now.
Yes.
Do it now.
Yeah. That's a great update, guys. Thank you. Hopefully that's given everyone a bit of a feel on what the market's doing now. We'll pay close attention to the next few weeks and see what February does, if that changes either way, and then update everyone soon. And have a great week, and we'll see you on the next market update.